there. But so yeah, it was my head. Oh, it's kind of like, yeah, I guess I have my, yeah, it's kind of like my hair. So yeah, that's today. I'm gonna kind of pull it back. So yeah, what's good, guys? We got the new, we got at least the first step of the generator upgrade this week. Um, what'd y'all think of that? I know it's only the first step. We have a long way to go. Um, I know, bro. That's why I'm changing it. I know I wasn't trying to rock a man, but I actually forgot I had it in. I wear it up like that when I'm working. So yeah, what's up? Thanks. I appreciate that. So yeah, the new generator is pretty cool. So we got, like I said, it's phase one of the generator. I know people have been waiting for these changes for a long time, right? So let's check it out. I kind of want to just go over some of this stuff with you guys. Yeah, it is a step in the right direction. Um, let's take a look at this. So yeah, it's obviously a first step. This is like the first step of the whole deal, right? And this has kind of been a long time coming. Like we kind of talked about this a few weeks ago, right? But of course, a lot of people thought like, we had a whole talk about, the tools, and obviously it's been awesome. And now there's kind of a variety. Now it's like if you want to use, one of the other tools to look up the recipes, you still can. But I think it's a little bit convenient too to have them right here on the generator like that. I know I kind of liked playing around with it. It made it easier for me, honestly, because like I kind of, once I started playing around with some stuff, I was like realizing like, it's easy just to like fly through things and like just kind of like see what you need and then just hit that back button and like be able to zip through some of these recipes. I didn't really like create a bunch of pre-crafts or anything. I kind of wanted to, one of my ideas was actually like, man, we from right from the beginning of these shows, we were going to do like a crafting. We originally called it, I don't know, it was like going to be like cannabis and chill, and then it was like going to be like crafting. We were going to kind of do, but then it was kind of like those other guys do crafting and stuff on stream. So it kind of seemed like, redundant to kind of have a whole nother stream where we did crafting. But if any of you guys actually are into coming and hanging out on a stream and doing crafting, I'm totally down. Let me know. Let me know if you guys are into that. We could set up a whole nother. We could do this like twice a week. We could show up and do one show where we just like hang out and play around with recipes. I'm down to have do contests and stuff too, and like kind of craft for you guys. I know yeah, you guys we could make it kind of fun with like the whole and like inventors prize thing, and kind of let people choose what inventions. But I have to kind of get ready for that. I didn't really have time to craft to do any like pre-crafting these last few days. But yeah, so I think that'd be fun, dude. And then I think it would be cool too to do like giveaways in real time with like fungible tokens too, and just like throughout the stream, right? We could like do some crafting and then just do some giveaways. Oh, speaking of the giveaways, so it's so funny, like these little things that like seem fun, right? But like, so I don't know if any of you guys caught the Metaforce, like those guys from Metaforce. They do the Upland Action News, it's called. So those guys are like all big Upland guys. That's where they all met. Was they all play Upland, and so they of course then formed a group and launched what is now known as Metaforce Comics, which is awesome. Those guys are all great. And so yeah, they host the Upland Action News, and they had me on this week, and we just talked about all kinds of stuff, our planet and prospectors, new upcoming land that's launching in October, and talked about stuff with Crypto Lions and whatever, right? But yeah, so they asked me about we were talking about the changes to the site and the upgrades to the generator, and just what's new with our planet in general. And we talked about what was new with WeCan in general, and we talked about some of the history and stuff. But yeah, those guys, it was fun. But what those guys showed me on that stream was that I never saw this before. You guys probably all already saw this because I'm out of the loop. But the prize that they use, like how last week I did like the prize wheel, the wheel of names, right? So we got a new game to play this time, guys. You guys are gonna love this. So we'll get to that at some point. We're gonna do some more prizes. But yeah, so speaking of wheel of names and prizes, I see somebody shouting out AMG Hayes in the chats. AMG Hayes won the free prize. So last week I did a couple wheel spins. We could do that again this week, right? So we'll do it. We'll do another couple wheel spins, but it won't be a wheel spin this week. It's going to be something else, right? And so we'll come up with some winners, and the winners will win their way into the poker tournament. And so yeah, what I wanted to tell everybody, it's really cool if you guys didn't already know. So the two people that came up on the wheel last week and won free entry to the poker tournament, both of them finished in the top 3 this week. So the prizes were 13 million Aether, 7.8 million Aether, and 5.2 million Aether. And those guys, two out of the 3 was won by the two winners from last week's live stream. So, oops, sorry guys. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool because 2 people took that free roll and they were able to parlay that into winning the whole thing or getting in a paid position in the game. And so yeah, in case guys don't know yet, we've been kind of doing some poker games during the week. It's Poker Planet. If you want to go join the Telegram group. And yeah, we kind of just it's a blast, especially when we have a lot of people who are all willing to put on their audio and their the site has audio and video right on it. So it's kind of like we're all just kind of like hanging out. So if you guys are into that, we're trying to set up some more games. We talked about doing 1 weekday game at least and 1 weekend game at least. And the weekend game, we're talking about also maybe adding one in the morning, because I know the problem is like, so for half the planet, it's like too late when we do the night games. And so yeah, just keep a lookout for if you join that Telegram group, keep a lookout for when we're gonna launch a game. And if you want to be in, you can send them some Aether and jump on a table, and we're trying to figure all that out, honestly. Yeah, Lewis, I do got a new chair, thank God. My birthday was last week, and my girl bought me this chair, and I swear to God, it's like literally like life changing. What's that comment about? So yeah, my girl got me this chair. I love her to death. She's taking care of me. The link for the poker, just join the Telegram group, dude. It's called Poker Planet. Just search it. Thanks for the happy birthday, I appreciate it. But yeah, so yeah, I never had an actual legit chair before, like for sitting at my computer for hours. And so it's, as you guys probably all already know, I know a lot of you guys are like into gaming and all this stuff and probably at your computer all hours of the day. And so yeah, like having a legit chair is life-saving. My back would be like killing me anytime I was like sitting in this chair for like more than a few hours. So yeah, so you guys, it's like the new generator, right? So obviously we saw the first step of this new generator, like being able to just just craft anything right from that recipes page is like kind of a lifesaver. And I know a lot of people have been asking about the CPU issue as well, and so I just asked the team about that today, and I didn't get any concrete answer as to when that's coming. But I'm as anxious about it as you are. And also, yeah, I asked also again about the wax crafting fee. I really hope we can get that down, because I do realize, but it's like the price of Aether went down to craft, but the price of wax went up to craft, and so yeah, it's I know it's kind of expensive. I don't have a ton of wax either to be crafting right now, but I did have a couple things, and I kind of just wanted to, I mean, you guys by now have all seen this, right? It's like, it's pretty epic just being able to throw anything in here and and just literally create right from the recipes page. It shows you exactly how much the price is now and exactly how many are left. What's kind of cool too is you see this like I remember early on people were always like, it was one of the earliest things I remember right from the very beginning when we first started crafting these NFTs. Like you imagine the very first few days, we didn't even have like those third party tools, right? And so of course we all were kind of in a decentralized way keeping track of all the recipes. And it was like fun, we had them like posted, people were like saving them in Telegram, and people started spreadsheets of course immediately, and people were posting links to their spreadsheets. But the one thing that people didn't, one of the key things right off the bat was we knew that there's 600 NFTs, right? And there was that was one of the first things from the very first day that people were like, wait a minute, we need this displayed on the site. So of course, props to Ivan, because Ivan, of course, quickly had these things displayed, and I think then quickly thereafter, or shortly thereafter, was Pigwig came up with his tool, and I know that had the was super sick with the color coded. He made the whole color coded kind of like system where you could kind of see how close it was to running out, and that was actually a really cool, innovative thing. So it's really cool that we now at least have these tools right on the site, so people aren't leaving. I mean, it does seem like those are things that everybody appreciates, having those stats available right to them right from the screen. So it's like I think that's a good first step forward. But yeah, it's like, to me, it's just like so smooth now. It's like, it's just nice to be able to kind of see all the recipes right in front of you on the same page, craft. It's kind of cool. It'll be much cooler when we can, of course, just like select these like further down elements, and then be able to just craft all the elements right from this page. Obviously, that's like the functionality that everybody's like really waiting for. Having said that, yeah. So yeah, that was kind of our big update for the week. It was of course, like I said, it's only the first step of many. So there's a lot more cool things coming. Phenomenon on Our Planet asks, are captchas actually in the first 600 NFTs? Yes, that's how it's been for a minute. I'm not sure if that will change in the future ever. If that's like it was a long-term solution, or that was sort of something to try to help shut down the bots sort of in the meantime. Golfy says he likes the captchas. Well, God bless you then, bro, because you have more patience than I do, because the captchas piss me off. But yeah, it does even the playing field theoretically. Like, and it rewards people who are like pre-crafting, which is, I think, kind of like, at the heart of it, the idea of the first phase of the game, which is like this whole alchemy phase of the game, is about kind of like using your brain to think about what might be in some of these other higher up elements. And so pre-crafting is just sort of your way to just like be playing the game and deciding, this is what I think might be in it. I'm going to be prepared with these things, and when this thing gets discovered, I'm going to be ready. And those people routinely are able to get the NFTs. I know it used to be like a problem, and I think at least with in the last few weeks, at least from what I've seen, the people who had pre-crafts ready to go were still able to get NFTs. And then of course you saw like it seemed to be like 2 days that club was like available, right? But I know that was like a more expensive one, and not everyone had the Aether. But it's so funny too, because it's like people have, it's like, what else are you doing with the Aether? It's like, if you're not pre-crafting, you should be saving it up. And if you had 2 days to craft club, that's like plenty of time to like. Yeah, that's a good point. Again, CPU. I know it's kind of a crazy issue. Yeah, I hear you. I know. So yeah, CPU continues to be an issue really for everybody across Wax. I mean, it's not just like it's not like our planet is the only ones affected by this. Like if you were trying to do a whole bunch of actions on like another game, um, it's crazy. I totally feel like it's like it's the same thing that happened on EOS. So if any of you guys were around a couple years ago on EOS, before Wax was really even a chain, it was like the same thing happened, but instead of Alien Worlds using up all the transactions, it was like Eidos, right? Which was like this like mining thing, and it seriously like made the cost to transact on EOS so much that people literally stopped playing games, right? Like uh, there used to be a ton of people on EOS early, and they were playing games, and people were playing prospectors, and people were doing all this. There was all these gambling sites. There was all these poker rooms and gambling. There was like 50 casinos that were operating. There was so many of them. It was crazy. There was like all these crazy mining schemes, and it was like total Ponzi-nomics. But there was crazy money to be made in these casino coins. But anyway, long story short, it became impossible to play any of this shit, and a lot of those DApps like dried up, and you know, obviously, um, yeah. So I appreciate it. Yeah. So yeah, guys. So I got a couple things that we can look at today. So um, that's kind of rude. You're calling me Mr. Ponzi. How am I a Ponzi? I really appreciate that. If you think that, then why are you here like hanging out with me? Show yourself out. Have fun. Have a good day. But yeah. So yeah. Uh, how can yeah? I don't see how the mic can be covered. I'm just using my regular computer microphone. But yeah, so check it out. So there's one cool thing. Any news about community staking? No, I don't see any. I haven't seen any recent news for any of that. The like obviously any of the new staking projects kind of got put on the back burner. Like obviously the I think the team's focused on I think they're focused on getting the game up to speed, and also in terms of the generator, and also getting the obviously going full bore on making sure that the robots in the second phase of the game, the conquest game, stays totally on schedule. So yeah, I know like building out there's a lot of things that are kind of like in the works, and they're being built, but it's not like super high on the priority list to be adding more staking, because of course that's just going to be giving more ether out. Really, not that that's going to make like a huge amount of ether, because it's really not. But yeah, it's just kind of like it's not the highest priority to just be. I think there's more than enough ether right now. Like everybody who's been here for a while probably already has more ether than they know what to do with. So at this point, I think it's more about coming up with more things to do with your ether, right? I think a lot of people have been asking that a lot, and I think that's a huge thing that the team really should be focused on. But yeah, as of now, it's like you can be pre-crafting elements, waiting for NFTs. You could be trying to invent things and get the inventor prize. You could be crafting FTs and upgrading your land. You could be farming your ether and swapping it out for land minerals. So there's plenty of things to do with your ether right now, but there of course should be more, right? That's what a lot of people think, is if we only had more things to do with our ether, we would be able to just kind of like reading through some of these questions here. Yeah, so anyway, guys, I was supposed to have Terry here with me, and he was going to kind of he was gonna join me today, and he thought the stream was gonna be at 7 o'clock again. So he didn't see that we had changed it. So as of last week, we actually changed it, partially because we wanted to do it early, maybe because some people were saying like it was too late for them to stay up, and it's not really fair. I mean, it's really hard to pick a time that works for everyone on the planet, but we also want to try to find that sweet spot that at least as many people as possible can make it. So we decided we would move it back to 420, or I kind of decided I'd move back to 420. Let me know, guys, too. Like the more everyone kind of lets me know, is this a great time for? It's hard to tell because everyone who's here is gonna be like, yeah, it's a great time for me now. But the people who couldn't make it maybe are like, yeah, I wish it was at a different time. But the more feedback we get, man, we can dial this in. I'm gonna do the best I can to pick a time that I mean, yeah, that's a great point. It's always 420 somewhere. So every 20 minutes past the hour, it is indeed 420 someplace. So, see, I thought the same, Golfies. This is like pretty in between time. It's not too late for Europe. It's not too early for people in the States. Um, yeah, I really can't wait till so I don't have any new I don't have any images of the buildings to share this right now or any of the actual gameplay. I really wish I did. To be honest, that's like what I'm really hoping to do, or at least have some kind of images this week. So yeah, where's Terry Crews? So like I said, so Terry thought that it was going to be at 7 o'clock, and so I plan on having Terry here, and we were going to do some. We kind of had like a we were just going to chat, and I was kind of we had a plan, and then he didn't realize until right at 4 o'clock when I was going live that we moved it to four, and so he was totally busy right now. He was off like doing something in his car when I called him. So yeah, it was pretty much impossible to get Terry on today. So we might just do another show again. That's what we were kind of talking about because I don't have a ton of info for this week anyway. I wanted to go over the generator, which we kind of did. All you guys obviously have seen the generator. Obviously, you guys, if you guys are fans of our planet, you guys, unless you guys have been on vacation and had no internet access, I'm sure you've all seen the generator. So but it's just cool that we kind of at least making some progress forward. So I thought it was worth bringing up and kind of taking a little test drive with you guys. And the one piece of news that I did kind of want to share with you. Okay, so I did get some cool news. Okay, this is the meat of it, guys. Um, it 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 there's an important piece of news that and we may have talked about this before, but it's about the robots and about how the different species of robots work. But once I found this out, I was like, oh man, I should really clarify that because some people are going to want to kind of know about this, and it was actually something I was kind of unclear on too. So like one thing, and Terry actually had said this to me just like a week or two ago. He was talking about like the different species of robots, right? So up until now, we had kind of been calling them. There was like we'd kind of just been calling them like the predator bots, right? And then of course the one was like the herbivore, and then one was like going to be a wax bait. We had just some kind of like filler name in the meantime. Well, all of these like species of robots all have like a backstory, and um, and so what's kind of cool is that the species of robots are all actually going to have like kind of a theme to them. And so I'm going to give you the kind of the lowdown on what it is, right? There's one of them that's going to, and it will kind of play into the how they actually operate like within the game. So for example, right, like there's the one, and they're kind of calling there's going to be like sort of an official name, but I'm not going to reveal that right now. But what I can tell you about them, and they're going to be basically like the underground doctors and scientists, right? Like these are the mad scientists, and they're all going to be led by like an animal, right? So you have like Dr. Rabbit, and Dr. Rabbit is actually like leading kind of like all, I don't want to call them like the nerds, right? But they're like the really smart guys, and who are using a lot of like math and you know expertise in that they're very specific fields basically to figure out what they should be doing in battle. So we'll just kind of call them, for short, like the scientists. They're going to be like the mad scientists kind of group, right? And so then the other ones are like they're basically like the aggressors, right? They're going to be like the ones who are like, I don't know if you'd call them like the warriors, but the ones that are uh they're going to be like the gray ones. So we kind of looked at the three different types, right? So there's like the yellow ones, if you remember, right? that look like this, and then there's like the we were kind of calling them these ones, right? So these are the green ones are actually going to be the the third one, which is going to be like the rebels, right? So they're like the rebel alliance. These guys, the green ones, right? They're kind of the ones that are going to be like, you know, they have a good defense, they have a good all around strategy, good offensive strategy. Um, you know, whereas these ones, that the middle set and are going to be, you know, way more offensive based. They're like the warriors, and then there's the ones that are going to be like really smart and calculating. So that's going to be like the scientist, kind of led by Dr. Rabbit, and of course the other one will be led by Lieutenant Raccoon. So we're definitely going to see our friend Mr. Raccoon have sort of a role in the lore of the game going forward. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. I just kind of wanted. Oh, and so okay. So what I kind of was leaning towards with all that was there's actually going to be like you're going to actually choose which robots you want to build, and that's going to be kind of like you know, you're kind of in a way kind of like choosing a strategy within the game, right? Of course, all of the types of robots are going to have like all the different types, right? Like the scouts and the infantry and the cavalry, and then there's going to be the siege weapons, right? And as we kind of talked about before, right? Like we know there's going to be like you're going to build like a fortification. So each on your plot, you're going to kind of have like a wall that's going to be like your outside wall, and that's part of your fortification. And you know, there's so on the opposite side of that, you know, each player is going to be trying to build some siege weapons that could maybe destroy a wall specifically. Like there's some of the ones are like let me see if I have any of the pictures up. Some of the ones are like these cavalry guys, right? These guys are like, oops, not those guys. These guys are specifically, no, oh no, not the cavalry. Sorry, it's the infantry. Oh, I don't have them up on here anymore. I'm sorry, guys. The infantry guys, though, those are going to be the ones where, you know, the dude that had the big cannon, the dude that looked like it was like his whole back was like one giant cannon, and the other guy kind of had a gigantic cannon in the front. And the one dude, oh, and like the ones that you guys named, like the Bonds bomber, right? The guy's kind of like holding on to like a big cannon. So all those guys are like the siege weapons and the artillery, and those guys are actually used to like break down defenses. So you kind of have these robots that are like based on defense, and then you have these other robots that are like based, you know, that are offense based, and then you have robots that are like kind of can be kind of good, maybe good at either, and then you have like the scouts, which are specifically used for like spying, and then you have your own actual defenses that you're building, and so you're building like an actual defensible position where your actual robots are being stored and created, right? And that has like a wall and buildings, right? And that's what you'll be trying to destroy other people's walls and buildings while simultaneously um, be protecting your own walls and buildings. So so yeah, the one kind of really interesting thing that I really thought was interesting was how you will actually pick each time you're spawned, you know, the new map is spawned, and if you own land and you're going to go take a plot in this new land, and even if you're a beginner player and you're going to go try to fight for this land, you're actually going to like pick one of these species. I think we've been calling them either species or races. I know that really doesn't technically make sense, like in terms of robots, but just for an easy thing to associate with the types of robots is they're basically different types of species, and those species are going to be specifically um, geared towards, like I said, they're the one species is kind of led by Dr. Rabbit, and they're going to be kind of like the scientists and kind of like have more sort of they're kind of the nerds, right? And then you're going to have the ones that's kind of like the the big bad warriors. So they're like, you know, if we're calling the first guys nerds, these guys would kind of be like the jocks. So they'd be like the big dudes that are good at sports. And then the other ones are like the rebels. So they're like Han Solo and like maybe you know, like the Jedi. So they're like the Rebel Alliance, but not really at all. I'm just kind of like making that up. I'm just kind of taking a spin off the actual Rebel Alliance, but you know what I mean. So there's those three species of robots. So I thought that was really cool. I kind of wanted to share that. It was one of the things I learned this week about the robots, and so I figured if I could at least share some part of the mechanics of how the robots work. I found that fact to be really interesting. I hope you guys think that's interesting as well. But yeah, in here somewhere I saw uh, the question. It was talking about. Sorry, now I saw a bunch of other questions. I'm kind of scrolling through the questions quickly. Um, then why are there three other elements? Because the robot. So if you're choosing your robot type, because the minerals are necessary to build all the robots. That's the whole point, right? And so another thing I kind of thought was, okay, so is it going to be by land, right? Like that's almost like a logical thing that you would think is like that. Okay, I have Waxon, right? So say Waxon only produced the one type of robot, right? Well, like then you would kind of be stuck with, since that's the land that you got, you're kind of stuck with that robot. But maybe you don't want to have that robot. Maybe you want to make some of the other species of robots. So it's actually a combination of the three minerals. So there's three minerals. We all know this, right? Coponium, anapterium, and Waxon, right? And so it's like you're going to use some combination of the three of those elements are going to make the different species of robots. So you can imagine between the different species, they're all going to have sort of different like recipes, if that makes sense, right? And there's all these different types of robots too, and some of them are going to be easy to make, right? You think you have these like little foot soldiers, and they're really easy to make, and some of them are going to take longer to make and be harder, right? So yeah. So yeah, I'm just kind of going through some of these questions, guys. Yeah, this would have been yeah. I mean, I don't know where this FUD comes, like where this people are trying to FUD like prospectors. But dude, I hate to break it to you. Go on DApp Radar right now and look at Prospectors. It's still one of like the top 10 most played blockchain games like on the planet. Like it's literally like I don't know what you're talking about. Like it literally was too early for its time, and it's obviously now launching a whole nother grand land, which hasn't even begun to market for yet. So there's still a lot of people playing, and it's actually an awesome design game, and it's going to be awesome when the grand map launches. So yeah, you can take your FUD and shove it. So yeah, is there any other actual good questions here? Let's see if you can. Oh, I answered that question already. Building will be repaired with Aether. That's a good question. I actually don't know. I don't know what's actually going to be used to repair the buildings, or like that's a really good question, and I think that's right at the heart of what everyone wants to know, right? Like with as far as the game mechanics, like what will be how will we actually build the buildings, right? Like what will the buildings consist of? Do we need minerals? Do we need Aether? Is it some combination? I actually don't know, and that's all what's being put together in the documentation right now. And yeah, we'll get to see it soon because they said that it should be ready in mid September, which is now it's already the beginning of September. It's September 2nd today, so yeah, it should be within a couple weeks. I'm excited for it. So yeah, I'm just kind of trying to nobody Bone, seriously, nobody cares about robots. Totally wrong decision. I'm pretty sure like everybody cares about robots. I think that's pretty much like I think that's pretty much like part of where this whole next part of the game is going. Um, that's part of what the conquest game is about is we're building these fortresses and sort of like bases for our robots, and then we're going to be able to fight for those lands, and that's kind of what we've been talking about this whole time, and that's where the game is going. So that's yeah, I hear you. I appreciate all the actual positive questions and comments, guys. And as you guys know, I'm here literally just kind of like doing this by myself. Like, um, I haven't had Terry here with me for a few weeks. We haven't been able to line up the timing, and so yeah, I kind of am trying to do three things at once. I know a lot of other people have like someone supporting them usually when they're doing live streams, or they at least have two people. So someone can be doing one job and someone can be, maybe doing another. But I'm kind of just like doing this all myself. And as you guys know, I only figured out how to use this whole software like a couple months ago. This is only like maybe I've done less than like ten live streams total, I think. So I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I know it's not like the greatest quality thing. Um, I couldn't figure out how to even have music playing without it like being too loud and you guys couldn't hear what I was saying. So I'm kind of a noob, and yeah, I'm just kind of putting this together so that we can hang out and share info. But of course, just like everything else, it'll get better over time. And just like we've seen other yeah, streamers come up and pop up and they put together a good show. And so yeah, I'm kind of trying to do the same thing. I'm gonna just keep doing what I do, and I appreciate everybody who shows up with me. So yeah, oh, someone reminded me. Yeah, I was going to do a hint. Someone says yes, that's right. So guys, are you ready for a hint? Love that graphic that we got. So today's hint is going to be bone. So throw us a bone. Throw us a bone. It's like a hint. So bone is as you guys kind of know, will probably be part of what will eventually be a longer chain, or at least it'll be part of it. And so obviously it isn't super totally relevant to everything that's going on right this second, right? But one thing I wanted to say to you all is, and I'm going to go ahead and forward that to the Telegram right now. If one of you guys wants to go ahead and forward this over to the Discord and put it up in the announcement channel, I'd appreciate it. I can show it. I can't really show it here. So the hint is going to be bone equals A plus B plus C plus D. So as of right now, it's A plus B plus C plus D, and I couldn't share it here. I'm trying to figure this out. So I have it in the I posted it to Telegram, and I didn't have time to actually make a separate graphic to post on here. So I'm sure you guys will share it around and everyone will see it. But I know, bro. it's okay. It's not a hint. I hear you. I never claimed that it was going to be a hint, and you guys will all be able to run off tonight, and there was going to be a bunch of inventions made. I never claimed anything. All I kind of claimed was that we had a hint for you. So I think, guys, between me and you, I think the deal is that they're I think they're honestly trying to get these upgrades done. Like there's 3 steps to this. They're doing all these upgrades, right? So if they hint, does that mean it's makeable? Yeah. I think actually that's a really good question. You would assume that would mean it's right, because why give a hint? But I don't know if that's been true actually in the past. So I'm gonna skip that question and say we could look that up. I'd be interested to hear about that because I actually don't know. So I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was true. But I'm not sure if that's always been the case. So yeah, that's actually a real good question. And it might just be a matter of, because some of these hints have been around for a while, right? And I think that over time, some of them sort of stack up, and then eventually, things start coming together and people can then pull out that old clue and maybe it makes more sense. Or maybe they build off of it and we'll get another clue at some point for bone, or maybe we'll get another one. I have no say in what happens with the hints. I'm just the messenger. So Don't kill the messenger, guys. I just deliver what I'm given. I don't have any say. I don't make any recommendations. I don't tell the guys like yeah, we should give this hint or that hint. I just say hey, are we trying to give a hint? And so yeah, like I said, I think whenever we get these new thread sort of hints, my thought is like that it's just like a slow and steady drip, right, of hints, and that there's kind of a plan, and that the plan isn't just to make sure that all the things get invented right away. I think that they're focused on getting the generator upgrades going, so that way when things do get invented, we'll actually be able to use the generator, and hopefully by then maybe the CPU issue will be fixed. So I think all these things are kind of coming together at once, and I think there is a plan, and I think it has a lot to do with trying to improve the user experience for you guys, for all of us, so that when we actually use the generator and play the game, it's fun and not like frustrating. So yeah, having said that, yeah, exactly. It's just a hint, guys. That's all. There's nothing to be expected. Um, so yeah. Oh, I see someone point out they gave us concrete before cement. They gave us concrete hint before cement. That's a good point. Um, no, I don't think that was the same hint that I had planned during the last one. I'm not even sure. Like I said, the last time, if you guys remember, there was no hint, right? It was because club had just got invented. Um, so I think the idea was that that time there just was no hint. They didn't tell me that it was going to be this one. I never know what the hint's going to be either. Just so you know, guys, like I have no I have no forewarning of like what the hint's going to be or anything like that. So Golfy says he's getting a raging clue. I'm getting a raging clue. Yeah, so dude, the one Jefferson, I've seen that comment now. I've seen your comment like 3 times. Can you please just not type that in the chat anymore so we don't have to ban you? Because everyone's seeing it, I've seen it, and everyone's seen it. So I mean, there's nothing more I can say about it. So you're just kind of just filling up the chat with just the same thing over and over again. It doesn't make any sense. Um, Another good question. Um, did we already talk about the generator fee being so high? I did mention it. I did mention it earlier, and I it's too damn high. The price is just too damn high. I agree with you. We all are on the same page. I think everybody agrees, right? I specifically talked to Nazar about this earlier this week, and I was like, when do we get like, can we get this fee reduced? Are we getting this fee reduced? I think originally when Wax went up, when the fee first started going up, Wax was, I think this was before the Binance listing, right? We were already talking about the fee, right? And like Nazar's opinion was basically something along the lines of like that it was still in line with what it was like originally, or the original. I don't know, but that was before the Binance listing. So after the Binance listing, I was like, okay, guys, now Wax is at like 30 cents. So I really hope that it can be lowered like soon. Um, yeah, so Golfies, I saw you mention that before too about the 50/50 Aether Wax fee. Um, I don't think I really doubt they would do that, because I know that what the wax fee part of it, it's like part of the pool that's like makes the prizes. Um, and I know that that's like, you think if you were spending Aether and the only incentive to invent was only more Aether, I think that would disincentivize some people from inventing. I think having that fat wax prize up there, especially when the prize gets up to like 1,000 wax, and now that wax is like 30 cents or 35 cents or something, like it makes it pretty significant. Like if you could be earning like 300 to $350 for an inventor prize, just for the wax itself, it's like it's a strong incentive to try to. No, I'm saying I hope the wax fee goes lower. I don't hope wax goes lower. I hope wax goes to the fucking moon. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, of course I hope that I hope wax moons. I'm saying I hope that the wax fee goes lower in our game so that it costs less to use the generator. If the fee goes lower, I think that it will still balance out because maybe more people will craft, and so the even though the fees might be lower, if more people are paying those fees, the fees will still add up to a very big prize. If that's hopefully that's if that makes sense to you guys. So yeah, obviously I hope that we all hope wax moons, right? Um, thought the fees was to power the transaction of the blockchain. No, that's not how it works at all. First of all, the only thing that powers transactions on the blockchain is CPU. So in order to have CPU, you have to have wax staked. So you stake wax and you get CPU, and that's how you push transactions through the blockchain. The wax that is collected in the generator, actually some of it goes towards the actual prize pool. Will our planet stake wax for players? That's a great question, dude. And all I can say is I really hope so. Like, and I hope it happens soon. I think that we know that there's going to be some kind of solution coming soon for CPU. That's what we've heard. And so I don't have any kind of date on that, but I know that would be a game changer for a lot of players. I know that would make like a huge difference. Um, so yeah, the question that Walrod, I just answered that about swapping the Aether wax fees for Aether, and no, I don't think that they would consider doing that, and I don't think it's a good idea either. I think it's always been part of the game to have be some small wax fee. I think what happened is now it's kind of like out of whack. It's like out of whack now, right? Like the which prize pool does it go to? So I'm pretty sure that like it's part of the actual when you see that prize pool when you're inventing something, like the actual prize pool for inventing, like some of those fees are part of that inventor prize. Like when you're paying and you're like going through oops when you're going through like trying to invent something, you see that right there, the reward, it's 1216 wax. That's something like 350 or $375 right off the top of my head, maybe even $400. So like that's like a pretty good incentive to try to invent, especially if you have a whole bunch of ether and you think it's going to zero and it's not going to be worth anything. All these people who say they have a lot of ether and they're like ether's going down. Well, try to use it to get that wax then, because there's like 1,200 wax just sitting right there that you could try to get, and if you got it, then yes, you're right. There is a way for game developers to cover the CPU costs. Um, Weekend was actually the first team to implement that on EOS. We covered the CPU for prospectors, and so we were the first team to actually ever do that for our players. So people who are in the space for a couple of years know that you know, Weekend team obviously cares about their players and cares about growing an ecosystem, and it does now exist on Wax. So yeah, that's obviously now an option, and so it's just a matter of implementing that. You have to actually, it doesn't happen automatically. It's not like there's some contract where you just send Wax to and say, yeah, I want to cover all of the transactions. You actually have to implement that code and actually do it. So no, I don't think so. To answer your question, governance token, I don't think it'll have anything to do with CPU. Weekend has taken up a lot of RAM. Yes, it does, exactly. It does work on prospectors. You're exactly right. Prospectors cover CPU for its users. Cool. So guys, we made it through all those questions. What were we gonna do? We were talking about I kind of wanted to show you guys. I was gonna show you guys. Oh, I know I was gonna do a another. No, I don't. Dude, if I had another hint, I would bust it out. Um, so, dude, if you like where to get the Our Planet T-shirt, I wish I could. I want to be able to have a web. It would be really cool if I could just drop a link and be like, hey, Here's where you can go to get this T-shirt. I just specifically had it made. Hey, Amazing Hayes, amazing poker player, AMG. We can maybe even, dude. You know, it'd be kind of cool. We could make like random prizes. Like we could do like T-shirts, like swag stuff, like Our Planet swag T-shirts and stuff. We could um we could give those out as prizes to the people who like show up to the live streams and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. You make some shirts, you should make some and hook up the community. Maybe they'll trade you some wax or some ether for it. Yeah, I love it. Golfy says replace the wax prize with a T-shirt. Yeah, I don't know that that would be enough of incentive. I think I'd rather have 400 bucks worth of wax because you can get a really good T-shirt for like 20 bucks or 30 bucks or something. You can have it custom made, but hopefully they'll actually be cheaper at some point. So guys, one thing I wanted to do was I'm gonna take these. So guys, also let's get a big shout out to all the to our moderators. These guys, Rivals and Lewis, they just show up. I didn't talk to them and let them know I was going on early. They just knew that they saw me come on and they just showed up and they're helping moderate. So right off the bat, I'm gonna say Lewis and Rivals. I'm gonna put you guys on the on the short list for the prize here because you guys deserve to get hooked up, both of you guys. I appreciate your effort. I wish there was like an applause button I could hit and it would just totally uh, applause you guys. But I hope you guys can hear me. I'm applauding you, Lewis and Rivals. You guys are lifesavers for showing up and helping me out. Um, yeah, Grubfish. What do you guys think about Grubfish? um, let's see if this is going to work with these spaces in it. It's so weird how when I do a copy paste from the stream of the users, whenever I copy, if I paste it somewhere, it ends up with these huge gaps in between. So if I start the Grumblefish and there's like 50 Grumblefish that are just blank with no names, it's gonna be really annoying. But if I sit here and try to take away all of these gaps, it's also gonna be really annoying. So let's just start it up. What do you guys? Let's actually ask the guys in the chat. Which would you guys rather win? So last week I did some Aether giveaways, right? So I think I just gave away 2 million Aether, and I spun the wheel a couple times and did the old wheel of names. But this time we're gonna do some Grubfish, you guys. So I kind of want a quick vote from you guys because the other cool thing that we did was I was giving away entry to the poker game, the weekly poker game, which is 2 million Aether as well. And those guys who won last week were able to turn that into like 7 million Aether or like like whatever the prizes were. It was like a lot, right? Which is not nothing. I mean, I know it's not the prize that it used to be, but it's still something, right? And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So if you guys are into if you guys are into playing for spinning to a poker ticket, a free entry ticket, yeah, Rivals, it's like a poker game. So if you guys want a 2 million free entry, Rivals, if you want to play poker, I'll hook you up with a 2 million Aether entry ticket right now for free for just for being here and helping me mod and being a good community member. So and you too, Lewis. You guys are both in on the next. You guys are both in on the next poker game on me. 2 million Aether each. So. Do you really, Jake? You have a one hitter than me. You have a manifest 20. That's pretty cool, man. That is pretty cool to hear. Oh, Rivals, that's right. You were there. You were there for the Genesis game. I totally forgot. You were one of the originals. You were at the original table, man. I know. I know. Rivals played good, dude. He was one of the guys who was. We were. It was a great game, dude. Yeah, dude. I finished on the bubble last night. We had the first multi-person table. We had 13 people playing. I got to fourth, and then I got sucked into a hand I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have been in. Um. Oh, that's so cool, Jake. That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for supporting American Glass and me and my family. Is the hang drum painted or not? Peckham, I'm gonna say, in my opinion, no, absolutely not. You would never paint a hang drum, um, especially a real hang. You would never desecrate it by putting paint on it. It's steel, and like the oil. I mean, the whole thing is like you would never paint it. No, so I don't think in the game they would ever have paint on them because you would never paint one in real life. Golfies, I didn't hear your crown idea. You might have to pitch that again. Maybe I missed it. So, guys, we're gonna try this now. Let's see how this works. Wait, ready? This is for a 2 million. This is for a 2 million Aether buy-in in the poker game, guys. The names are everybody who's in this stream, bro. If you're here watching the stream right now, you're in this giveaway. Wait, what are you guys doing? I charge, I size, I spin, I doge. I don't know what you guys mean. Oh, does that work? You guys can. Oh, I didn't do it on the Twitch thing. I didn't do it on the Twitch thing. Dude, should I figure that out? Should I be learning about that Twitch? Should I be learning about getting the Twitch thing going? Because I didn't really look into that, dude. Like, oh, dude, I want to do that. I didn't know what you guys were doing with that spin. If you're telling me that you guys can put spin in the chat and your guy will actually spin in the game, that's freaking really cool. I had no idea. So check it out. Rorts. R-O-T-S. Rorts. Rorts, make sure you send me a DM with your wax. I know, golfies. I was like, what are you guys doing? I've never seen that before. Listen, Genova Hova, every name is on the list. I took it from the actual chat. If you're on this stream right now, your name is on the list. Unless it. Oh, yep. Yeah, your name was on the list. I took every single one. Okay, so here, let me do this to help these guys out because people keep asking. Give me one moment. So yeah, guys, what'd you think about? I love that. You guys obviously already knew about that that grubfish because you guys were already all on top of how to make the how to actually make your guy do shit, which is I had no idea. Like make your guy spin and all that. That's so cool. So I promise I'll get that figured out for next time because I have no idea. I had no idea that happened. So yeah, to add, okay, so let's see. I hooked up. That's the Telegram for the poker group, guys. So yeah, I know how to do it. So when you're on the because it's on Sammy Snake. Yeah, I hear you. I never get a chance to really check him out. I've seen his stream though a couple times. I've never seen him done this. Go into configs and enable commands. Holy shit. I'll look into that, dude. I'll make sure I have that hooked up for next time because I don't want to try to do it during the stream in case I fuck anything up. Because then, you know how people what people say about me when I fuck shit up. They call me Boomer. They call me Boomer Bonds. Thanks, Golfies. You guys are all heroes. So yeah, Rorts was our first winner. You're gonna have free entry. Man, this whole game this week is gonna be another game of dudes. It's gonna be a big free roll game. We should then parlay. Okay, so guys, we talked about doing this where we parlay it into we could do like satellite games. So like one game could be, the winners could be like you get an entry to the next game. If you guys are into that, we could do like multiplayer tournaments. Okay, guys, we're gonna do it again. Ready? Here's your contestant list. Oh, I copied and pasted that Our Planet Poker, so I lost my players list. Yeah, there's a lot of users in this chat right now. Is there really that many people like watching right now, like on the stream? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Come on. Sorry, guys. One more time. If I hadn't have copied that poker link, I had all the names copied. There we go. All right. Do we like this Critter? Man, I wish I had those commands hooked up now that I know that. So when you go to the Crittercraft website, it says right on it, like Twitch, like you can do it to Twitch, but it says like, I think it's like in beta. Oh, you know what we can do? Okay, so this time's going to be a dance-off, guys. So we're going to get it to the top 24. Then we're going to take the top 24, and you guys are going to do a dance-off. So yeah, all you guys already knew about this, right? 'Cause you guys I know you guys all watch the Sammy Snake streams. I've never seen this before until the other day. And I was like, oh, this is way more fun than the Wheel of Names. You guys, I didn't get it. I didn't get it hooked up. That's not gonna do anything. Just try to spin. Oh. So now we're gonna do. Okay, so look, we're gonna do a dance off now, guys. We got the top 24. We got Avianeer, Cost Effective, Belgrade Smith, Commander Root, Enifdor, Ayogopi Wigo, Shlomo Schlarf, Rusty Artwork, Cosmo 99, Shark Face Claw, Vigor Pros, Morky TV, Amazing Haze 1337. There's our poker champ from last week. DZeke 445, Munchikaja, David Poe 1, M4 Keef, Mabuax, Jnova Hova, Walrud, Stenkbrook, Kokak 1, Peculiarismer, and TCG Cray. We're going to do a dance off, y'all. You ready for this? I hope we get some cool music. Oh. Don't. We got 2 people left over here. Shlomo Schlarf and Mundigajaga. Who's gonna make it? Oh, so close. Shlomo Schlarf almost just got taken out, but still alive. Still alive. Shlomo Schlarf, Mundigaga. Oh, there you have it, folks. And there you have it. Our second winner for the 2 million Aether buy-in to this week's poker tournament. Mundigaja. Can't really pronounce that, but make sure you guys hit me up in DM, right? And send me your wax addy. So yeah, guys, we got a couple winners. We got a couple more people into the poker group. I hope you guys want to come join us. Like I said, I think we're going to be doing a game, I think, on Friday night we talked about. So if you guys want to come play poker Friday night, then you guys are welcome to come join us. Hopefully we can put together 2 tables this Friday night. And yeah, we talked about maybe doing another game. We talked about possibly a Saturday morning game or a Sunday morning game, but everybody, the best way to do it is just go in the Telegram and just try to link up with other people who want to play at the same time. Because don't just leave it up to me to try to like pick it. Like, okay, so time on Friday. So we've been doing on the Friday games. We've done a few different times. I think one of them we started kind of late. It was like 10 p.m. Eastern. Another one we started at like 9 p.m. Eastern. The one we started the other day, I tried to start at 7 p.m. Eastern. So it really just comes down to what time works for everybody. I would like to do like 8 p.m. Eastern, something like that. Maybe meet in the middle. Yeah, sure, I'll get rid of that music. Sorry, dude. Apologize for that. So yeah, we can play whatever time is we can get the most. Really, it's like whatever time we can get the most people. That's when I want to play. So thanks for everybody for coming. Come meet up if you guys want to play poker. Maybe we'll do another. We're talking about doing another live stream too. We want to get Terry on. He said he wanted to come hang out. Maybe we do that on the weekend, or if we figure out another time to do that whenever he feels like doing it. Maybe we come on and craft some stuff. If you guys see the stream pop up, I don't know if you guys are subscribed to the actual Twitch stream or whatever, but if you see it pop up, come join us, and you can maybe do some crafts and stuff. So yeah, if you guys are into that, we can jam out and do some inventing and stuff. But yeah, in the meantime, thanks for everyone who showed up. Thanks again to our mods. Like I said, I got you guys on the poker list now. I'll cover your entry. So yeah. Thanks again for everyone coming. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for keeping it positive and keeping it fun. I always have a blast coming and hanging out with you guys. Thanks for making it fun for me too. Yeah, happy inventing and generating and making elements and upgrading lands. And oh, Crypto Powder with the Reba. I forgot I had the Reba, so I'm gonna leave you guys on a Reba to close this out here. For everybody who wants to hear a good, what Reba should we be playing? How far back should we go? There was a good one from Randall's Island, New York City that comes up. A good one from It back in 2003. That was a classic, dude. It was such a great show. How much fun was that? Let's do Randall's Island back in 2014. I'll send you off with this one. All right, guys. As always, give info about the white paper. So yeah, like I said, the white paper is coming in literally probably within the next 2 weeks. I was told middle of September, so whatever that means, right? Hey, I appreciate you, Locust Joe. I'm gonna leave you with a little. Hey, you know what's kind of cool about Reba? You know what I was gonna do is make a contest about Reba and ask you guys if you knew the ingredients. come up with some random lyric from Reba and give away a prize if you guys.
Tie a cable to a tree.